I'll do a summation video of last night's Stickam, and I wanted to throw out a introduction of the fact that I have started making those extra channels that are going to be devoted to single issues, trying to focus support behind single issues, organize people behind single issues, in the hope that they can see purpose and that somehow the punch into the government can be more substantial, that the wedge we try to drive into social policy can be more useful if it isn't bogged down with a bunch of divisive, multi-purpose kind of policy. So anyway, the four channels are, I gotta remember, GracefulExit, on the right to die thing, BuySomeBrains on the subject of education, IrVoting would be the democracy, instant runoff voting channel, and JustSayNoToKids will be on population control and policies that might be able to do something about controlling human population. So yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm just making you aware of them. I will be making videos, try to do like one a week for each channel or something like that. I think the goal is for other people to get interested and maybe make some better videos than I'll be making, but I'll try to make good videos, and get people motivated, provide links, provide whatever it is to try to get these single issues to give them some momentum, and to get public policy changed consistent with the good purposes of these policy initiatives, let's call them, these strategies, these things that need to get done things. So anyway, it's about organizing. That's all. It's about organizing our collective strength, our collective voice, and making it loud enough to do something effective. So enough said on that subject. So anyway, Stickam last night. It was a good night, long night. I spent about 9+ hours in there, I guess. So a couple of good guests. Give Me a Break Man was in there for a little while, and Christopher Seven stopped by. Gypsy Witch was in there for quite a few hours, a long time. We got along most of the time, but we did have a little dispute over veganism and the fact that apparently they have silkworms on the do not fuck with list, and I just thought that was kind of silly, that vegans were afraid of silk, because it's really not a horrible exploitation. If you've seen how silkworms are raised, it's it's kind of nice. I mean, they just give the caterpillars a bunch of leaves, and say go ahead and eat, and they only use them once they go into a chrysalis, or whatever you want to call it, in part of their metamorphosis, and and then they just strip the silk off. Then it's kind of interesting. I mean, I also just throw it in there. The silkworm, it creates one continuous thread, and so they, over time they figured out how to pull that one thread out, and it's just kind of amazing. But anyway, so it was nice having her, and I hope I didn't offend her there at the end. Remy was in there for a while, and we did argue about the education subject. And he still argues in this black and white fashion. If you say, history is not a substantial subject, okay? I mean, there's more important things for people to learn than history, because the details of history are frankly nonsense. Times have changed, technology changed, the world has changed. What happened because of stagecoaches, or because salt was the currency, or because some emperor was out of his mind, it really isn't that significant. It's a nice soap opera. It might make interesting reading, but it's really not going to be useful in constructing a better future. And so if you make an argument like that, that means you're anti-knowledge. And it's just, it's just such bullshit. So anyway, the subject that initiated the conversation about the value of history was just the value of teachers in general and reforming the education system. But of course, that got distracted into this, a pretty irritating argument about the value of history. And I just make the argument also that history has there's a lot of bad history out there, a lot of propaganda in the history books, because they're written by people with perspectives, points of view, The losers don't get to write history. Okay, the winners do. But anyway, enough said on that subject. There was a lot of little subjects here and there. It was a good night. I mean, you know, I wasn't at my funniest. I was a bit of an asshole here and there. There was some point where I was, you know, trying to, I don't know, I was making some argument that I'd just like to beat the shit out of a troll, so I'd like one to show up my house so I could just beat the shit out of one. And yeah, that's probably just stupid nonsense, but anyway, sometimes that crap happens. But I really would like to beat the shit out of a troll, so, you know, if one really wants to come by, let me know. But anyway, so the end was, it was a pretty good discussion with a guy about the nature of human beings. And, you know, he's like one of the phantasmagoricals, really focused on the word empathy. And I'm really focused on the word knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and intelligence. And it sort of relates to another video that Matt just made, you know, because there's this whole idea that intelligence is the enemy, and that it's nature versus intelligence. And the truth is you could take any animal and give them intelligence, and they would be just as big an asshole as humanity is. Okay, because it is the nature of the sentient creature. It's the nature of how we've been created. The only way we work as a selfish animal is an environment where we don't have power. And unfortunately, intelligence gives you huge power. It gives you the ability to blow the whole friggin' world up. And we are too crude an animal to have that much power, and that's the fucking problem. We can overpopulate, we can destroy the world, we can do all those things because we have the power to do it. We have the power to break nature's laws and rules of natural selection. And you know, that's the vice of intelligence, but it's not intelligence's fault. It's the fault of the gorilla that possesses the intelligence. As long as you're still using intelligence as a scheming tool, as nature intended it, alright, that's how it was useful to the first native animals, was it made you capable of killing your competition more effectively, and killing your food more effectively. It just made you a better animal. It didn't make you a more elegant animal. It made you a better, stronger, more powerful animal. Alright, and now we've been able to take intelligence that step further and turn it into something elegant, and turn it into something that can see beauty and meaning in the universe, and see real value in caring for things, expanding our capacity to care. And that happens through intelligence. It happens through understanding. Essentially, a good person is created by having a good idea in their head. Okay, and that good idea would be yes, I want to be valuable to the world. So it becomes part of their ego. It becomes part of their understanding of self-pride to say, yes, I will be a good person. And they make it their initiative to be a good person because they see value in doing that, and they see humiliation in failure. So we use our emotions. Our intelligence uses our emotions to make us be as eloquent and as elegant as it is. But intelligence is really knowledge is the key. I mean, I'm not talking about expansive intelligence. I'm just talking about getting a few simple fucking things right. You know, I mean, understanding that the other human beings are not just theys. They're not just things. They are equals. They are, you know, their consciousness is just as real as your consciousness. And those simple understandings can change your behavior, change the way you see the world. And it disables the gorilla. It disables the monster that lives inside of you, the selfish bastard. But that's the nature of the beast, and these people really just don't want to admit what our nature is. The world is shit because of our human nature, not because of intelligence, not because of science, but because science and intelligence has been in the hands of gorillas, of idiots, of selfish assholes. That's what's fucked reality. That's what's fucked this world, is the fact that humans are by nature unsatiable, selfish assholes. Oh, so anyway, there's always good conversation. So anyways, it was a good night. I appreciate everybody's participation and in whatever way. Even that Karina girl showed up. She didn't have no mic though, so she had just type stuff. But her hair was big, and so I was happy. And so that's enough. So anyway, yeah, thanks for everybody who shows up and whatever, and we'll keep doing it until it doesn't work no more. Thank you.